Hey guys, welcome back to Tower of Fantasy. So they have announced that we are getting Claudia as the next banner. Now I am super hyped about this because Claudia, on my free-to-play account, Shiro's my main. I'm maining physical. Claudia I've been hanging for. Now it depends which way you look at it. You could want your character to come later so you have more time to save up to get more dupes, or you could want them sooner just because you want them. Honestly, for me, I'm wrapped about this because obviously I am going to main with a Claudia, and this means I don't have to keep leveling other weapons that I don't really want to use, especially as free to play. Like I've got all my 3 weapons to 110. Obviously now I'm going to have to do Claudia's weapon as well, but the further I have to level the weapons that I'm not really maining, even though eventually I will get to them, as free to play, it becomes a heavy resource grind the further I have to upgrade those. So honestly, I wish I knew about this being the next banner before I upgraded like my Samir weapon to 6-star. I mean, to level 110, 6-star, what am I talking about? 110. But you know, like at least I hadn't gone to 120, so I have saved out on that. And I'm gonna like optimize my resources. But let's talk about Claudia. She's coming on the 15th. So this is like 2 weeks after Frigg, but we do have the Frigg banner extended further than that. So we were looking at 3-week banners. Now we're looking at still having 3-week banners with an overlap by the looks of it. So we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. Really interested to see what they actually do with this in terms of like fast tracking to 2.0. It may come faster than I thought, because when I predicted when 2.0 would be, which my prediction was November 3rd roughly, that was based on 3-week banners, one banner finishing, another banner starting, but they are definitely mixing stuff up. So we're going to talk a little bit about Claudia in this video. I also want to talk about the Frigg buff or unbalance. We'll have a chat about Frigg, because Frigg just got way more insane. Now I realized she was bugged on global, that she was giving these extra benefits, and now they've just put them in flat into the character. So I don't know what's going on. When we look at if you want to summon for a character, do you like the look of the character? Do you like their weapon? That's about all you can really go on, because even if we look at the buffs slash nerfs that they're getting compared to the CN version, even though it's a rebalancing as we call it, it just shows like they did a whole quote unquote rebalance on Frigg coming to global, and then they just backflipped on it all. So all you can go on is basically, do you like the character? Do you like the weapon? Is it along the lines of the element that you like? For instance, me, I love physical, so that's what I'm going for. You know, that's pretty much what we have to go on now, because we just don't know anymore. We just don't know what they're planning. We don't know what's going to happen. It's a bit of a balls up. So honestly, whatever you think you'll have fun with in the game is going to be the way to go. Now, I'll talk about Frigg in a sec, but as for Claudia, basically, the way she was commonly seen on CN is as a buffing unit. You can discharge into her, you use her skill, it's going to stack you the buffs. You're going to get to apply Grievous with her. She has all the debuffs and buffs that really help your team, but keep in mind, aside from Grievous, the other buffs that she does provide to your team's damage are going to come through her star upgrades. So if you're a free-to-play player, she can sort of slot into any team in that buffing role, but if you're free-to-play especially, and you want to focus on one of the other elements as your main sort of weapon type that you want to focus on, then maybe consider that maybe Subasa is a better option for a buffing unit, just due to the fact that then you can save all those red nucleus and dark crystals and just your summon resources for getting new characters for that element that you like, or just new characters that you like in general for fun in the future, as opposed to going all in on Claudia just as a buffing unit. So, but besides from that, like if you are going for physical, if you like me, if you just love Shiro and her weapon, you know, it's fun times ahead. But yeah, I'll do another in-depth video once we get Claudia into the game, hopefully on the servers. Hopefully we can take a look at the way they plan to implement her on global before we actually have the banner active, so we can do a bit of an analysis on, you know, her skills, her multipliers, all that stuff, and see how she is actually dropping on global. We did do a video talking about her based on some leaks that we did have from data mining, so I'll leave that one in the description. You can check that out if you want. But besides that, I am going to wait for any more deeper insights into Claudia until she does drop on the game, hopefully in a pre-patch. But what I'm really excited about is, even though she is seen as a buffer on CN, global is a different game due to what we have, and if I am myself making a physical team of units I enjoy, I will probably use her as one of my main DPS that I leave out to get charge value up. But we will wait and see. I will do a lot of testing on that, because this is the account I am maining, and it is going to main physical with Claudia. So I'll dump everything I have, try and get stars into her and everything like that. So Claudia, I'm excited. So Frig. You gotta be careful what you say with the... I'm not going to say that. With the words buff and nerf and balancing. It's a very touchy topic out there in Tower of Fantasy at the moment. I really don't give a shit what anyone says. They can call it a buff, they can call it a nerf, they can call it a rebalance. The way I view it, just to be quote unquote on the record, is that the changes they're making are buffs and nerfs to the multipliers from what they were on the CN version, which is used for balancing the global version of the game. That's how I would word it. So I would say if you say balancing or buffing and nerfing is technically correct in some sort of way. So if we all believe everything is correct, we can all get along and not argue about it. Anyway, moving on. Frig got a buff from the way she was described on global. Now, there was a bug. I remember I read a Reddit post probably like 4 days ago or something, from people saying that when they got her to 3-star, she would get the 15% bonus in the frozen domain for ice attack. And then when they got to 6-star, she was getting 25%, I believe it was. Now they've gone ahead and like hot fixed this last night. And now her skill is giving that 15%. So now you don't have to be 3-star, which the bug had in it. Now everyone gets the 15% bonus, and that's on top of her resonance giving an additional 15%. And they increased this one at 6-star from 12% to 25%. So that is a massive buff from where Frig was stated. And it's honestly, like I said, I don't have an issue with anything. They can give things more power, less power. You know, if it's all about fun and enjoying whatever you're playing, as long as power creep doesn't become ridiculous to where you can't play the game. This is why I love Shiro. Like Shiro, everyone thinks is crap. And it's like, okay, so the game's more of a challenge to me, so it's more enjoyable. It's like in a PvE sense of the game. Who cares if you're a bit higher than me and you get better rewards? I don't. That's just me personally. I just enjoy a challenge. I enjoy playing what I have fun with. So I'm not too stressed on it. But let me know what you guys think on this, because it's a case of, did they put these things in the game? Like, I think they said it was a translation error. Don't quote me on that. But it's like, if it was a translation error, it's like, numbers are pretty standard. But do you guys think, this is my question to you guys. I don't have a set opinion. Do you think that they saw the bugs and they're like, okay, we have to implement these permanently so people don't get annoyed at us for taking it away? But if that's the case, you kind of summoned for Frig on the premise of what you read her skills to be on the global version, which were lower than that. So nerfing it back to like removing the bug, let's say, and putting it to what was stated wouldn't really be an impact. However, some people waited until they saw the damage that Frig was doing by people playing her. And they're like, oh, 3-star Frig's this powerful? You get like an... You know, I don't know. So it's a tough one morally on what they should have done. But do you guys think that the Frig has got this quote unquote buff because they messed up? Or do you think that they're like, okay, she was going to be too weak that way. We're going to leave her with the extra 15% and the 25%, and they've left those in, and they forgot to change the text. Do you think they forgot to change the text, or do you think they accidentally left it in? I'm curious. I don't really have an opinion. I just want to hear what you guys think. I think it's a fun one observing things, you know, when it's like, I don't really... Like, it doesn't really affect me either way. I picked up a single copy of Frig on my other account, which I don't really play too much because lag's still a pain on that one. But, you know, if people get something better, I'm happy for them. They, you know, all the power to you guys. So curious to see what you think. But, you know, Frig definitely a lot better now than she was stated to be on global. She's got an extra 15% in the domain at base and an extra 13% attack at 6-star, which is a nice little buff if you are maining ice and that's what you're looking to do and you've invested in Frig. So grats to you. But, you know, this just shows, doesn't matter what we see, even in the global version, we don't know where it's going. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.